it seemed like ever since a nigga done took that COVID shot, it seemed like my immune system is shot. Like, I stayed catching colds and whatever flus and everything that's under the sun. Before then, I used to be good. I could go around, probably get sick once a year. Nah, I can't stay healthy to save my damn life. It got to be something in that damn COVID shot.
Hey, listen, this right here just for all you motherfuckers who said I was tripping. Here you go, right here. They just admitted it today, this morning, on TV. They did add that shit to it, so you might be sick in 10 years. Yeah, for sure. You know, it take 10 years to kick in. They add a low dose of it, and then you can't come back till you get your jack back right. Look at you, look at you. Now we need to be running around this motherfucker asking motherfucker, did you get the shot, huh? Did you get the shot? Did you get the shot, motherfucker? Because if you got the shot, you're hot. Just putting you down, you're hot.
Epstein is talking about he wants everyone in the world to have his DNA. He didn't say I want every woman in the world to have my baby. He said I want everyone in the world to have my DNA. And he's working with and communicating with the people that are making the RNA, and he's talking about utilizing that as a delivery system with some of his own DNA. It's quite possible, after me reading that everyone that has gotten that Jabberwowski is walking around with Epstein's DNA in their body. If he was successful, there are millions of people walking around with some of his genetic code inside of them so that he can live on forever through everyone else. This is narcissism 10x.
They say that 80% of the United States took the jab. I'm not vaccinated, so I would fall in that 19%. And for those who was, in fear and felt pressured to do it, and what do you think about it now? That everything has kind of settled down, the smoke is cleared. Essentially, y'all took all that for no reason, and it did more damage than good. So shout out to the 19%. Shout out to the people that didn't fall for the inferior and fear-mongering tactics that they typically like to use against us.
Mandate this vaccine didn't belong in children. So a lot of overreach. And as a consequence, the mRNA was a new technology. It hadn't, we don't know all of the potential negative consequences. I'll say this briefly because I see the timer. When I give you an mRNA, the problem is not the science of creating the vaccine. The problem was the public policy and how to use it. The vaccine should have never been mandated. It wasn't never meant to prevent transmission. It didn't prevent transmission. Probably was a misnomer to call it a vaccine. It's really more like a medicine. It doesn't stop infection. Children should have never been vaccinated. People shouldn't have been mandated to be vaccinated to go to school and work. So the policy side was totally misplayed, okay? And I know the vaccine came out on the 14th of December, and I was out of office on January 20th, so unfortunately I had very little influence on the policy. But I did argue that it should be a vaccine that we should use for the vulnerable. So put it in the nursing homes, put it in assisted living. Don't mandate this vaccine, didn't belong in children. So a lot of overreach. And as a consequence, the mRNA was a new technology. It hadn't, we don't know all of the potential negative consequences. I'll say this briefly because I see the timer. When I give you an mRNA...
Let's be real for a second. There is a massive correlation between the anti-ICE rioters and terrorists and health care workers and teachers. The only correlation that I can really think of is the COVID jab. Something in that jab changed people's thought processes and how they deal and react to situations. That's the only thing that I can honestly think of. These people are mentally ill. They are not good human beings. They will hurt someone due to their political beliefs. So, for instance, if you or your family goes to the hospital and they find out that you are a Trump supporter, they will not help you. They will not hold the oath that they took to be in that field. They won't. The Nightingale Oath and the Hippocratic Oath means nothing to them. They are oath breakers. That's who these people are. They are evil, evil human beings. And it needs to stop. Every single RN, every single teacher that has been caught doing this shit needs to be immediately fired, have their licenses revoked. That's the only thing that should happen. And the reason being is that they are an absolute liability to any employer, period.
But you can't tell me. I think the vaccination, honestly, my last 3 crises that I haven't had anything like that after that shot. I think it messed me up. I really do.
Which one did you take?
Pfizer. I don't care which one I took. You can't tell me.
It's mixed reviews now. Now, do you think it, I won't say a ploy, but do you think the actual vaccination helped us as a whole?
I don't know, honestly, because I have mixed emotions because I honestly probably wouldn't have gotten it if I didn't have to go back to work. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because of that reason.
It was a lot of people, including myself, that suffered from kind of being bullied into getting it. You know what I'm saying?
I felt bullied into it.
It's like, for we live in a country where freedom of speech, they say you can, you are to be whatever you want to be. Mm-hmm. But there's certain things and moments and times where it's just like, you're free to not do it. Yeah. But if you don't do it,
you can't get paid. You can't come to work.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's how it was for me.
Yeah.
And then I still got COVID anyway twice.
Twice?
On the massage table, my massage therapist gave it to me. I dodged that shit for 2.5 years, massage table. Then just recently in Sydney, Australia, I was stuck overseas with COVID. And I have no earthly idea where I could have caught it, except for maybe the quick change on stage with other artists because they don't wipe that down. But I have a very low immune system because of my sickle cell. Mm-hmm. So, shoot, if Cooties was a man, I'd be married every day, child.
I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, I would be on TikTok talking about how the jab was crazy. The COVID-19 vaccination was actually wild as fuck that y'all were taking that shit. Mind y'all, you were getting the shot. Y'all were getting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 booster shots. Y'all was going crazy. And I was one of the ones like, nah, bro, that shit don't smell right, bro. Hell no, I'm not taking a jab. I discharged. I separated from the military over that shit, bro. You're not gonna make me take that. You're not gonna make it mandatory, right? So this is 2020, 2021. Fast forward to last week, as in August of 2025, the big 2-5. Why did my sister call me talking about she caught COVID in 2025? Mind you, she got the jab, and she got hella boosters, and yet she caught COVID. Again, as in plural times. Mind you, I'm unvaccinated. Never took that shit. Never had COVID. Not once. Even like, I was in close quarters with COVID all the time. My roommate at the time had COVID. I was in there with her when she was quarantined. I wasn't wearing no mask. I wasn't doing no shit. Never caught it. A couple years ago, my girlfriend caught it. I was quarantined in the house with her while she had COVID. And I was still kissing her in the mouth and we was still fucking and shit. I was in the quarantine room with her, getting her shit right. Never caught COVID. And even now, even years later, I still never caught COVID. But my sister, who got the jab, who got the little shot, got all the boosters, she's getting sick again. I remember I was talking about the boosters and the jab and the vax being some absolute bullshit, and there's something wrong with it, something crazy going on with it. Something might even be dangerous. And y'all called me a conspiracy theorist. Y'all were wishing death on me, hoping my people died and stuff like that because I wasn't taking the shit serious. Whole time I was taking it serious. It's just that I thought the shit was bullshit. It didn't smell right. But now look, I'm not gonna never let y'all forget about how y'all treated people during COVID. Y'all were like Nazis, bro. Talking about you wish you could call the cops on people and rat them out and all this stuff and wishing death. And y'all was going crazy with that shit. And all you niggas that took the shot, took the jab, took the vax, y'all got 25 boosters and y'all still getting COVID. Mind you, I'm still alive, unvaxxed. They ain't got it once, and you got the vax, hella boosters, and this is your 5th round of COVID?
I'm still fucking pissed about it. Like, I literally was working as a bedside NICU nurse. I did that for 7 years. I left the hospital shortly after all the COVID shit because I couldn't take it anymore. And, like, we were literally forced to get it or we were gonna be let go. So, like, yeah, you could say you had an option. You could have just quit, but I also have 3 kids and, like, we weren't born into money, so, like, we depend on our paychecks to pay for our mortgage and, like, our food. And so it's just kind of like, what the fuck is going to be done about that? Because I will tell you, I remember my supervisor of the NICU, so this is a woman you would never see just in the unit on a regular shift. I mean, maybe once here and there if there was like some meeting or something happening. That's about it. Oh, but not when they rolled out the COVID vaccine. She was literally just always slithering around through the units, and 3 different times approached me and was like, did you go get your COVID shot yet? And I was like, no, I mean, I'm not really comfortable with this. Like, I'm in shock that we're like being forced to get this. She was being nice, but she was just like gaslighting me and kind of making me feel crazy, like I was trying to hurt people or something by not just going down to the lobby where they were administering them to us, where then we had to go sit in a big room for like 30 minutes afterwards with a bunch of other people just to like make sure nothing happened to us. I've never had to do anything like that insane shit in my life. And that, yeah, long story short, that's how I eventually caved and got it, because it felt like it was inevitable. I mean, I knew people that tried to submit medical exemptions for like blood clotting disorders, didn't get approved, had to leave. Even their doctors said it would be more dangerous for them to get the shot than to not, and they didn't get approved, and I didn't have a condition. So that's another thing. Like, I will never forget that. Like, I feel like I have poison or something that I was like forced to take, and now what? So.
Nurse loses her job because she wouldn't take shots.
Thank you.
I am being escorted out of Kaiser Permanente Hospital for my religious beliefs, because I don't want to get the jab. And I asked all day for someone to explain to me why my sincerely held religious beliefs are not good enough for Kaiser. And no one was able to do that for me. Bye. So now they're escorting me out because I wanted an answer, and I'm not leaving without an answer. And I have some nurses here who are standing with me in solidarity, and I appreciate that. And I just want all of you to count the cost. I want you to watch this and think, what really matters to me? Because I am willing to lose my safety and security, my house, everything for my freedom. And I want you to think about that. Yep.
Going down.
Let me ask you, do you believe in religious freedom?
I do.
Well, Kaiser doesn't. Do you believe in religious freedom?
100%.
Do you believe in religious freedom?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, Kaiser doesn't believe in religious freedom because they are not accepting my religious exemption based on my sincerely held religious beliefs. So, that's a problem. Love you. All day I've been asking for someone from HR to come talk to me about why my religious exemption was not good enough for Kaiser. So I've been asking and asking, and no one will give me an answer. So that was at 10:45 this morning that I was told I'm now being placed on unpaid administrative leave for no reason. I showed up to work this morning, happy to work. All I want to do is work. All I want to do is work. Since the beginning, I've been a COVID nurse since the beginning, when we didn't know what was going on, when we didn't know what kind of rooms we were walking into. But that's what we do. We're nurses. I'll keep doing that, just somewhere else. But I want you all to think about what matters to you, because this matters to me. Freedom matters to me. Because when it's a slippery slope when you start taking away freedoms. Slippery slope. So, Kaiser,
I watched the COVID vaccine transform my ex and neighbors into strangers.
Shred the whole neighborhood apart. I have not lived here but 2 years. But this whole 2 years, my neighbors and everything have been perfectly normal. Now, I will say one of my neighbors is disabled. She like around her 30s or whatever. But she's disabled, like she has a mental issue or a mental disorder, as they said. But she got a boyfriend and all of that, so she ain't that crazy, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't know anybody boyfriend. He a Mexican man and he makes a lot of money. And he likes her, which means she is able to do and move in life. And I consider her a regular human being. But there's a reason I'm pointing out that she's disabled, because she's on disability. Now, why am I talking about that? Everyone that I have met here that is disabled or on disability for whatever reason has been basically pressured into taking the vaccine. Seems like every time I ask them, one of them, anybody I know that's disabled, they say, yeah, I had to take it for whatever reason. How did you have to take it? You don't even have a job that you have to take it for. So how do you have to take it? Well, then I do some research. They predict for the COVID vaccine to decrease the population by 10 to 15%. Now, run that back to what I was first talking about. I had asked her personally, hey, you took the vaccine or something? She like, yeah, had to. And that explains it. The reason I asked her, though, is because she's a whole different person. I'm going to tell y'all something. The CDC has it on the CDC website where they're telling you how to survive, basically, a zombie apocalypse. I am watching my neighbors turn into the exact zombies they are talking about, man. And I swear to God, if y'all want to take it as I'm crazy, or y'all want to take it as whatever you want to take it there. But trust me, I'm going to be getting my life together. I'm going to be getting my escape routes together. I'm going to get my plans together. I'm going to be getting something together, my safety and my child's safety together. Because if y'all think that zombies and things like that aren't real, I don't know what world you're living in now. People just been letting it go. Now they don't even care. Like, hell, Queen Elizabeth legit shapeshifted. Hell, I'm old now. I'm finna let somebody know. I'm serious. Like, and they threatened to kill her for doing it. I'm telling y'all. The CDC is telling us to get ready for a zombie attack. You shouldn't even be able to put that on a website at all. In a government website, if it wasn't real. They trying to wake y'all up and tell y'all now, y'all not listening. And I'm over here watching my neighbors turn into the zombies that they are talking about.
The FDA is about to put the black box warning on COVID vaccines. And this is why you have to stay out of other people's business when they say they don't want to be vaccinated or they don't want to take a vaccination that has not been tested. We don't know if it's going to cure everybody. We don't know if it's going to be lasting effects just because there's some disaster or a disaster that they're creating. Just watch the next video.
Will anyone be held accountable for this? They decide to add a black box warning for this. Here's evidence that people are dropping dead. But now, 5 years later, the FDA is going to add a black box warning because it has severe side effects. They told us,
why should you get vaccinated? Because the vaccine prevents you from getting infected, prevents you from getting clinical disease.
They told us if you got it, you wouldn't spread it. They told us if you got it, you were 100% protected. And then it went to 99, 80, 75, 65, right? But then if you spoke against it, you were called crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, always trust your gut. And
y'all sat there and ridiculed people that chose not to take the COVID vaccine. Just because you were allowing these people to coerce you and make you believe that this is the end all be all, it's going to stop you from getting COVID. For a long time, I was following the numbers of how many deaths were coming from those vaccines. I kept going to the CDC website to see how many deaths is this vaccine causing. But I'm talking about every week, every 2 weeks, every like month. I kept going back just to see, okay, how many deaths is this vaccine causing? And it kept climbing, y'all. I'm not lying. That's exactly why I have never gotten the COVID vaccine. My children would not have it, and so on and so forth. Because there wasn't enough information to back this vaccine. And instead of y'all understanding why people didn't want to take the vaccine, y'all sat there and ridiculed us and said, oh, y'all stupid, just take the vaccine and blah, blah, blah. We don't want to take vaccines that's going to cause everlasting effects. I'm not taking a COVID vaccine. And now, lo and behold, we trusted our intuition. And look what's happening now, unfortunately. You have to allow people to make their own decisions. You can't tell someone, oh, you're stupid or you're wrong because you should be doing this. You don't know what God is telling me to do. You have no idea what God is telling me to do. Because what's for me is for me. What God has for me is for me. If God tells me don't take that, I'm not taking that. And I feel like people need to stop pushing their own agenda and their own narratives and projecting onto other people. We have our own lives. Nobody should be able to tell nobody what to do. But I don't know.